everyone, I'm Liz.
I'm Cody.
And welcome to Unit 8, Subway Shooting. So this is a very scary story. It's an incident that happened in the New York City borough of Brooklyn.
Borough.
Borough.
And fortunately, actually, a major tragedy was avoided, but 10 people were shot on a subway car. And so it started with a man in a maintenance worker's outfit or uniform, and he walked onto the train, and at some point he put on a gas mask and set off a smoke bomb, and then started shooting people in the subway car. And again, fortunately, his pistol jammed, so he was forced to stop at that point. And when the train stopped, he ran off, got on another train.
Jam.
Jam.
But fortunately, the police were able to catch him, and the suspect, or I don't know, perpetrator of this crime was a 62-year-old U.S. Army veteran named Frank James. And he had actually been on the FBI's radar for various posts he had made on YouTube and Facebook and other places, where he talked about all kinds of racist and misogynistic and homophobic things. So basically, he hates a lot of people. And so he had been ranting and making videos and other things that went as far as to catch the FBI's attention.
Misogynistic.
Misogynistic.
But they were unfortunately unable to prevent this incident in the subway. Fortunately, 10 people were shot, but nobody was killed.
Yes.
That is fortunate.
Right. Unfortunate situation.
Unfortunate situation, but fortunate-ish outcome.
Yes.
But to kind of go back to the subway thing, how many subway lines, or does your city have any subway lines?
Well, my hometown in Texas.
We'll talk about hometown. Seoul obviously has a lot of subway lines.
Seoul has many, and they're expanding more
Every day.
But my hometown does not. No, we have 0 subways, just buses for public transportation. And in 2016, the year before I left, they had a vote on trying to add a, I think it was called like a monorail. They wanted to add like above ground, and then some people said like a tram. And I remember voting against the tram idea because they wanted to install the tracks already in these road areas and have like the electrical lines from buildings. I'm like, that ruins the view. Like tram systems are what, 1900s?
Not always that attractive.
Right, so I was like, no.
Are there any subways in Texas?
No.
No.
Just monorails. 0
subways in Texas. It's a big state with some pretty big cities not to have any subways.
Yeah, I mean, I think Dallas and Houston are definitely on the top of the list that should get a, should get 1 or 2 subways.
Right.
Now, Houston may not because it's already, most of the city is below sea level in a way.
Right, yes, and flooding.
It's a little risky.
Back and all of
Dallas
that.
could use it. I think Dallas, a lot of firm bedrock or the earth beneath it. I think it could. I don't know. How about up near you?
I mean, the closest subways would be New York and in Boston. I'm from a small state, Connecticut, and we have 0 subways.
Zero
we
need.
have basically zero need for subways. Yeah. We do have kind of 2-ish major cities, but even they're not that big. So we're definitely a car state. People drive in Connecticut. We have 1 train, or maybe 2. We have a couple of trains. We have one that runs kind of east-west and goes from New York City to Boston. Okay. And then another one that runs kind of north-south. But that, is the extent of our train or subway system. Yeah. It's not we don't have a lot of public transportation.
Texas needs it. We drive too much.
I'm actually surprised that neither Dallas nor Houston, although good point about
They do have the kind of monorail system. They have what they call the DART.
Commuter rail.
Yeah, but it's basically a subway above ground. Like it's pretty fast. They have limited stops, and Dallas has a few of those, but they've never made it underground.
Okay. Yeah. So how many light rail?
Those rail lines, 3, I believe. Okay. Now, I think since I left, they added 1 or 2 more. I don't know exactly. Okay. I've never used it.
You don't live in Dallas. Enough of the language focus. The first point is be forced to. So for example, many people were forced to cancel their travel plans during the pandemic.
So many. And for mine, it's hard to say. So for my example, it's hard to say who will win the World Cup this year, but I'll be rooting for Korea.
Okay, good luck, Korea. It for the preview of Unit 8 subway shooting. We'll see you in the review.